Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing great, but let's just say Bungie is not. I mean, that shouldn't come as a surprise. I think everybody knew that Bungie has not been doing well for a very long time now. Seriously, can somebody actually tell me the last time that Bungie was seen in like a positive light by the community? Because I know people liked Destiny the Final Shape, but then it didn't end up selling well, mainly because Bungie's so comically greedy. Was the last time they were good actually like Halo Reach or something like that? Surely that can't be the case. I'm not enough of a Bungie historian to know exactly. But whatever. Point is, they have been the laughing stock of gaming for a long time now. And it just keeps getting worse because not only is Marathon just very uninteresting to a lot of people, but as I'm sure you've all heard by now, they got caught plagiarizing. Now, I'm not here to go in depth on the plagiarizing or anything. I'm gonna keep it surface level just because it's kind of old news at this point. But basically what you need to know is, and I'm gonna read off this Forbes article, chaos has engulfed Bungie after an artist, Anti-Real, came forward to accuse Bungie of ripping off her 2017 work as its upcoming extraction shooter Marathon was starting to take shape as early as 2018. Bungie admitted to the plagiarism, supposedly the work of one ex-artist, and promised to make things right, but the story gained traction among gaming outlets and reaction streamers alike, and it's poisoned the previous positive conversation about the aesthetic of the game. Now, saying that the conversation about the aesthetic of the game was positive is questionable in my opinion, because at least as far as I remember, it was very mixed. Personally, I liked the aesthetic, but I know a lot of people also didn't like it. I remember I was talking to my roommate back when it first got shown, and he said it looked like a AAA pixel gun 3D, which honestly, yeah, fair enough. It almost looks like they took one of those like pixelated 3D COD skins. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? And then they just made an entire game with that aesthetic. But whatever, the point is, any very limited positive reception that this game had gotten has just completely fallen apart because of these plagiarism accusations. I mean, seriously, I cannot find a single person who is excited for this game. Not even the devs themselves are excited. Like, look at this image here. This is a screenshot of the recent Marathon live stream that took place, and the entire time the chat was just spamming stuff about the plagiarism, and this dude on the left looks like he's going through a midlife crisis. He knows that it's Marathover, and evidently just the entire dev team at Bungie seems to think it's over as well. Look at this, coming from the same Forbes article. Morale is in free fall across all departments, and the vibes have never been worse. Everyone has the same concerns about what happens to Bungie as a studio if Marathon bombs, which is something they absolutely cannot afford. It's honestly funny because normally the statement, oh, I can't afford to have this fail, that's normally more, what should I even say, like metaphorical, rhetorical, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But in this situation, it is very literal. They actually cannot afford to have this fail, both Bungie and PlayStation, and they're just in such an awkward position right now. Like, I think they're quite literally in an unwinnable position, because think about it, PlayStation just bought these guys 3 years ago for $3.6 billion, which, by the way, I'm not even kidding when I say this Bungie purchase might go down in history as one of the worst video game acquisitions of all time, because since Bungie has joined PlayStation, they have canceled The Last of Us Factions, put out Destiny 2 The Final Shape, which apparently undersold even though it was allegedly good, and now their next big project, or you know, quote-unquote big, is a game that nobody wanted. It's a $40 extraction shooter. It's part of PlayStation's big live service push, which has been disastrous outside of Helldivers, and now they're about to put out Marathon, which has had such a rocky lead up to launch, it's basically already confirmed DOA. I mean, hell, even before this whole plagiarism controversy, Bungie had to lift the NDA on the private alpha of the game because there was so little talk about it and people were just so uninterested. Anyway, sorry, back to my original point about how they're screwed no matter what. If the game does come out, it's guaranteed going to bomb because the lead up has just been too controversial. They probably can't cancel it at this point because they at least have to try to make some of the money back. I mean, to be fair, the game did peak at about 10 times the players that Concord did, so maybe they'll make 10 times the money that Concord did. See, that sounds promising initially until you realize that 10 times 0 is still 0. So if they don't cancel it, then it's probably gonna have bad sales and might even get shut down. But if they do cancel it, there was never even a chance for the game to make the money back, and then all of that money and time went to waste. And then on top of that, like, what did PlayStation even buy Bungie for at that point? You see what I mean? There's like no winning in this situation. They have literally backed themselves into a corner, except instead of the kind of backing themselves into a corner where they like paint themselves in and they have to like be careful as they step out, they've set the entire room around them on fire, and now they just have to sit in the corner and wait for the flames to engulf them, or pray to God that somehow somebody busts in at the last second with a fire extinguisher and saves them, which I would say is slightly unlikely. And all of this leads me to the most recent news, of course, that paid marketing for Marathon has allegedly been canceled. I say allegedly because this is coming from Colin Moriarty, so who knows, this could be wrong. But here is yet again another example of how they've backed themselves into a corner, ignoring the part where it says that apparently the environment is actively hostile. Apparently, Marathon will need to be one of the top 5 best-selling games of this year to be considered a success. Now, I found this article from a week ago discussing the top 20 best-selling games of 2025 so far, and the top 5 are, I can't fit it on screen by the way, but I'll just read it off. Number 1, Monster Hunter Wilds. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Number 3, Oblivion Remastered. Number 4, MLB The Show 25. And number 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. If both of these articles are accurate, then Marathon has to outsell Black Ops 6, at least Black Ops 6's sales from this year, to be a success. Keep in mind, in 6th place is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Minecraft is in 12th. And double reminder, this game's alpha peaked at 6,000 players. There is no universe in which this game is going to be a success, especially if it has to sell that many units. It's like a catch-22. They have to market the game so it can sell well, but the game is definitely not going to sell well even if it is heavily marketed, because there's been too much controversy, so they're canceling that marketing, therefore killing the game's chance at getting any more popular. I said this in my previous video on Marathon, but this was just such a missed opportunity. Imagine if they went back to Marathon's roots and they did a reboot like Doom, and PlayStation had their own version of Doom to counter Xbox having Doom now. That would have been amazing. But apparently the leadership at Bungie is so unbelievably toxic that they refuse to listen to the concerns the developers were expressing about taking what was originally a Doom clone and making it into a multiplayer-only extraction shooter. Originally, when I started making this video, I was gonna say something along the lines of, like, Bungie just can't recover no matter what, and they would basically need to be shut down, and then, like, all the good employees could go work at other studios or whatever, but I've changed my mind on that, because after doing all this research, it really does seem like the leadership is just nothing short of horrendous. I mean, for God's sakes, look at this. Some have even gone as far as calling Marathon's leadership toxic and humiliating to work with, saying that warnings about focusing only on PvP were brought up early on but were completely ignored by higher-ups. PlayStation actually just needs to absorb Bungie completely and just nuke the leadership. Get somebody in there who can actually listen to developers and understand how to make a good game, instead of just going, "Herder, we're gonna revive this game game, but we're gonna make it live service and it's gonna have seasons and an overarching story because people love that and definitely aren't sick of it. Gahook? Isn't it incredible to think that Jim Ryan said at one point that Bungie was gonna be a better acquisition and pay off more than Activision Blizzard was? No wonder he left PlayStation, man. He made arguably the worst acquisition in video game history and then ran as far and as fast as he possibly could. I'm just trying to think of what they could even do at this point to salvage this. Like, I don't think they can, but like, surely they can make it better somehow, right? Like, there's rumors of the delay because they've supposedly canceled the marketing, but then what good would a delay do? Literally all that's gonna do is make people forget about the game faster. Unless you're gonna delay the game several years and completely rebuild it to do what I suggested and make it actually like Marathon. Oh, and by the way, I have the screenshot here, so I might as well talk about it. Fair Games is absolutely getting canceled. Like, there's no way around it. There is no chance that game is seeing the light of day. It's already reportedly not fun. There's literally no excitement for it. Just the future's looking bleak for PlayStation Live Service games. Honestly, because remember when Yoshida came out, like a couple months ago and said that PlayStation needs the remasters and the PC ports to continue making new games? There might be something good that could actually come out of this. What if all these, like, financial disasters caused PlayStation to have to go day and date on PC even sooner? That would be one hell of a silver lining that I would be absolutely okay with. It really just is insane to watch this whole thing unfold in real time. It really does feel like Bungie is trying to compete with Ubisoft to see who can just absolutely annihilate their own studio the fastest. And honestly, it's pretty sad, but it does make for some good content. But yeah, anyway, guys, with all that being said, that's all I got for this video. I wasn't gonna make this originally, but I saw Joe's video, I saw Alex's video, I thought, you know what, screw it, it could be fun. Honestly, I've been having a great time doing a lot more news videos recently. Obviously, fanboy content is not going anywhere, but when the salt mines get dry, at least I can still post something. So yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Join us every Wednesday night, including tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for Salt streams. Hell, I might be live while you're watching this video. Come join us, it's a ton of fun. And I will catch you all next time.